Uh, there wasn't one. It was basically bumped into the goalie, prevented him from getting back to. We get an email after getting back to his position, so we figured it was a bit of a stretch. But listen, those guys work hard. I think I've said lately, goals. I can't figure out some of the reviews what stands, what doesn't. Trying to set a record this year for disallowed goals in the TD Garden. We're well on our way. So I thought our guys reacted well. We just kept playing. Would have sucked to need that timeout later. But you take a chance for your guys and hope that you get one, because I think leads are important. Didn't work out that way, but they got one later. They were our best line. I don't think there's any doubt. They've been real good together. I think Chris Wagner's game's really coming, and Corrali as well. Noel's a good fit in there. He hasn't found the offensive fortunes as maybe they have, but I assume he will if he keeps getting there and they keep creating their chances. So I think we talked a little bit about, whether it was this morning or 2 days ago, about trying to establish a little more consistency in the second half, and maybe that's a line that starts games at home to establish puck possession early and tilt the territorial advantage, and they did that. And like I said, that's something we're looking for, a line. A lot of times it's Bergey's line that gets the start, but maybe that's something we can look at going forward, and they certainly earned their keep tonight.
How did you think, what do you think of Dax on that second line there with Gritch?
Well, he scored the winning goal, so that's a plus. Got his shot, returned to D-zone the right spot. Fortunate the puck found him. Was able to bury it. You know, he goes to the net for that group. You know, it's hard to say in one game. He played with Kretsch before. Now it's been probably at least a year or year and a half, so we'll see how it plays out. It's a bit of a different style of line than the Corrali kind of Wagner line he was on, or even, you know, Cave and Donato. He's been moved around, so he'll have to get used to being a little more of a line rush situations where Kretsch will want the puck in the neutral zone as opposed to dumping it behind their D. So that, you know, if we stick with it, then that's something he'll have to adjust to. I don't know if he's doing that on purpose, to be honest with you. If he is, it's awesome, to be honest with you, because it's right on his tape. If he's, you know, if it's going right back out there and their guy's on it, then it's not. It's less awesome. So, at the end of the day, I don't think they gave him an assist, did they? He should get credit for that anyway. We'll maybe talk to the people upstairs, but listen, it worked out well in our favor. So I don't know. You have to ask him whether that was planned or not. Well, he knows he goes up in the lineup that's more of an opportunity to score, and he wants to score. He's scored in this league. He's not Pasternak, but he's a 15 to 20, you know, whatever you want to paint him as, in 15 to 25, somewhere in there throughout his career. What was it last year? 17. So he's behind the pace, but you know, if he gets a chance to play a little more, their power play unit comes around a little more, then maybe he can butt up against that number this year if he gets hot and stays in that role. But you know, that remains to be seen, but I'm sure he's excited about it to see a few more pucks in that scoring area.
What got into Wagner?
Kevin, you know, he's a good player in the league. I think maybe early on it took him a while to find his rhythm with his line mates. Maybe the pucks just find him now. He's in one of those streaks where he's playing more. Maybe at the start of the year, I didn't have a full appreciation for what he, you know, I know he's physical. He generally led our team in hits on him and Noel every night, but, you know, more of a trust factor with Corrali now starting to happen where they're seeing more of the top lines. At the start of the year, I'm not sure they had that nailed down. So sometimes it's opportunity, and sometimes I think what I see with them is their forecheck patterns to be able to read off one another. There's no duplication. Maybe at the start of the year, they're both going to the same spot trying to get the hit. Now he knows, hey, Noel's going to be in there and hit. Sean gets in, so maybe I just need to be F2 and F3. So I think they're more in sync that way and recovering more pucks that way and a little more confident when they do get it in the O-zone to play with it low. That's kind of how I see that line, that they're reading off each other better in those puck pursuit situations and as a result getting a few more back. Well, it's probably better suited to be in the league in general now, right? It's just a faster league, so you got to be able to get around the ice at a certain pace. You know, it is what it is. He's not Jake DeBrusk, and there's guys that are like backs that find their way because they're clever and they've been in the league and they have good hockey IQ. So I think it will help them. no matter which line he's on. But to be able to, when Kretsch is going and Jake are going, you're going to have to keep up, right? So that's an area that I think comes with repetition a little too. I think practicing at that high pace will help him in the games as well as the weight. So that's something that becomes a little bit of a mental thing as well as physical. Well, he's winning hockey games. We're playing well in front of him. I think we're allowing him to see pucks better. I thought that we did a real good job of that. Third period, they got the power play there. There was a few that started getting through from up top where they looked like he had to fight to see it. For the most part, his saves, I thought, through most of the game were we had a couple breakdowns where, Skinner down the wing at the end. There's not going to be traffic then, but he certainly looked comfortable on his wing. Got beat with a real good shot, short side. It was a hell of a shot. We could have prevented that, I thought, a lot better in the neutral zone. We just kind of all circled away. Nothing play became a play, and all of a sudden we got a game. But he does look comfortable to me. Part of that is he's getting more reps in the net. He's more starts. He's certainly earning them. I think the guys have confidence in him. And things are working out right now. Maybe, like I said, this appears to me like to be his time of year around this time. So maybe he's feeling it again, and off he goes. And listen, we're just gonna, ride it if that's what he brings. And awesome.
Coach, there was a play midway through the third there. Torrey pinches down low and he's trying to get a shot in there, and he gets caught there, and the play goes back the other way, and Craig just goes flying down, sort of takes his spot there. What do you notice just about the way he's been improving his two-way game and just his passion on the ice?
David?
Yeah.
He's been one of our better. Like we chart chances, obviously, for and against. And Kretsch has done a real good job this year defensively. When he was with Pasta and Marsh, we had worried it might be a trade chance. Bergie's a Selke winner, and Kretsch is a real good defensive player, but we didn't know how it would work out that way, and he did a great job. He's really bought into it, and I think he's pulled Jake along there, and hopefully now if it's backs, we've used different guys. So I think this year he's made I don't want to say more of a commitment because that'd be disrespectful to the past, but he's certainly committed to playing a full 200-foot game and relishing that. He's putting a lot more value in the defensive part of the game, and as it shows, I think he's, like I said, been rock solid.